Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your new moon in Capricorn reading. The new moon in Capricorn is happening on the 18th of January at 28 degrees, so you can check um, with your natal chart if you have that, and you can see what house is being activated with this. This is an energy of closing something out, closing out an old cycle and beginning a new cycle. You can again look at what house this is sitting in to get more information, more clarity on what's going on with that, what house is being activated, and where this change is taking place. So I do feel like there is this. I feel just tapping into the energy that it feels like an intensity of what is being sacrificed, what is being released, let go of, and really having to um, step into, I feel like having a place of really strong having really strong faith in maybe the unknown or the uncertainty of what's to come. It feels like that sort of energy. So let's take a look at what cards are showing up and see where energy is showing up. So we have a couple cards that flipped right out. We have two. We have your energy right there with the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the transformation. So the transformation definitely speaks of an ending. It's a going through some sort of a transformation, a change of some sort with the Wheel of Fortune connected with it. We're going to get some clarifying cards to add additional information, but I feel like there's something to do with the timing. It's time for something to change. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Fire. So this often talks about the wounded warrior. In this specific deck, I like to see this show up because it does indicate to me like it's coming out of the dark and into the light is how I'm feeling about that energy. It's like rising up, rising above the intensity, rising above the darkness, the challenges. I feel there is opportunity that is opening up for you, but it does look to me like it requires some sort of transformation in regards to this, some sort of completion, ending out. The transformation is the death card, so it talks, it definitely speaks on um, really going through a change, a major life change. The ruling planet for this card would be Pluto, which is in Aquarius, which is definitely very powerful um, energy taking place right now. We're going to talk about that later on. I have done several readings on this Pluto transiting, or I've done several readings, but not all for your one sign. You can go back and look at the Sagittarius playlist and see if this gives you any additional information. I believe Pluto is sitting around between 2 and 3 degrees right now. So it's fresh, new into that area of your chart. And that is where there is major shifts and transformations taking place. That just so happens to be within a couple degrees of where Aquarius or this Capricorn Aquarius energy, there does feel to me like there's some sort of connection between that Capricorn new moon and that Aquarius, the Pluto in Aquarius. So again, major transformation I feel taking place in that area. Let's keep going and let's get some more information. Let's get some more information. Give us some more information for Sagittarius for this new moon in the sign of Capricorn. Yeah, I think those two planets, this new moon, which the moon and the sun will be sitting together at 28 degrees of Capricorn, are within just like less around 5 degrees of that Pluto energy. So it does feel like a big transformation that's playing out for you right now. Again, it feels to me like closing one chapter in order to begin a new one is how it's feeling for me. So let's see what other energies want to show up for you for the sign of Sagittarius. For the sign of Sagittarius, give me some more energy for the sign of Sagittarius. I don't know why I feel like it's hard to maybe see something. Maybe somebody's having a hard time making choices and decisions. There's your energy again, back to back with the temperance. It's time to bring balance into a situation. I feel like there's been patience. Someone has had patience. Bottom of the deck, ace of water. In regards to a new beginning, a fresh start, a new path, it's feeling. I'm also really feeling drawn to the fact that there are three major arcana cards out on the table. So this is absolutely a major life transition or transformation, something that can shape the future in a very big way. Again, we all have free will. We are free to choose. We are not free from the consequences of our choices. But it does feel like to me someone, is going through some sort of transformation in regards to completing out an old cycle. Fourth major arcana card showing up for you, the Emperor, taking control of your life, having structure and discipline. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Air. Using that knowledge, that wisdom, that insight, seeing the truth of a situation, I feel, in order to like navigate in towards the future. Very big energy showing up here. So wow, okay. What next card that shows up is the Three of Water. So I'd like to look at that a little deeper because the Three of Water, when that shows up, it's kind of giving me this energy of, I feel like when I see the number three, it typically talks about growth or expansion. When I'm seeing it in this Three of Water, it gives me that feeling of, um, you know, uh, it just feels to me like an emotionally turbulent experience. And it's interesting to see it show up in the coming out there like that, the placement of it. But there's that Nine of Fire again. So it does give me that energy of having to rise above something, rise above, or it could very well be that this it's a very emotionally turbulent experience for some of you, is what I'm feeling. Next card that comes up is the Messenger of Earth. I feel like if somebody has been on the fence, like kind of, I don't really want to say sweeping things underneath the rug, but I get that vibe from it. I feel there's some sort of news or information that comes through. Bottom of the deck, it very well looks to me like this is in regards to a connection, a union, a partnership. I don't know why, but I feel the vibe of, if somebody has been really trying to put on some rose colored glasses and not see the truth for what it really is, or recognize the future potential of a situation. They could have very well been going through something. I feel like resisting the change of it, resisting the end of it, resisting closing that cycle out. And we, like I said, we all have free will, so we are free to choose. We are not free from the consequences of our choices. Let's see what's under the Two of Water, Nine of Earth. Yeah, I feel like if this is resonating with you and this is in regards to a relationship, there could have been a fear of doing things alone, doing things independently, self sufficiently, just really navigating the waters, flying solo is the energy I'm feeling with all of this. I kind of feel someone's been resisting this transformation. It feels to me like somebody has seen a lot of red flags. Maybe they've tried to work through this energy, do something to hold something together. And I'm feeling like the universe is saying, like I just feel as I haven't seen the tower, but I can feel like it's falling apart. That's the energy I get right now. And I feel like you can, you know, lean into the change and the transformation and the uh, shifts that are happening, or you can continue to utilize your energy or use your energy to fight and to struggle to hold things together. It's just really not giving me that vibe. It's giving me the vibe of it's time for something to end. It's time for change. I do feel someone's been patient and now it's time for them to stand in their power, have the structure and discipline to overcome whatever these emotionally turbulent energies have been. I do feel there's some sort of news, could even be an opportunity or an offer that comes through, and somebody is going to be looking at it. You can really see her looking towards the future. So let's get some clarifying cards on the transformation. The transformation is being clarified by the Seven of Wands. This talks about rising above. I kind of feel like somebody has been in an energy of really feeling attacked from all different directions. This could have been in your finances, within your friendship group, within your social circles. It can be whatever, right? Because it's going to be different for everybody. But this talks about taking action. We got Mars, we have Leo. This talks about rising above that energy, no longer allowing that to, yes, look at Three of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This is talking about somebody moving forward, getting out of them turbulent emotional situations, experiences, or cycles, whatever it may be. This talks about rising above, taking action, doing something about the situation versus sitting there waiting for this situation to just change on its own. I don't feel like that's the case. I kind of feel like it continues to evolve and get harder and more challenging and feels more um, just surrounded by chaos and drama and things like that. I feel like it's time for someone to go through this transformation and bring about a change, take their power back, and make moves that are for their greater good. So let's grab another clarifying card for the look. um, See the major arcana card showing up, big life changes. So with the Hierophant here, this can talk about blessings, but it can talk about institutions, organizations, religious beliefs, cultural beliefs, that sort of thing. But it does feel to me like there's something that just doesn't, it feels like there's a transformation that needs to take place because maybe something is out of alignment. It's not, wow, yeah, very burdensome, very heavy, very challenging information. It feels, or not, I shouldn't have said information, but very challenging experiences. It feels to me like somebody has been really weighed down, burdened, carrying a lot of weight, responsibilities on their back. And I feel that the universe is saying, we have better for you. You have to let go of the old in order to embrace the new. And I kind of feel, for whatever reason, that that is a challenge for someone. Someone has to rise above something, whether it be their ego, whether it be external influence, or that sort of energy is how it's feeling to me. So let's clarify this Wheel of Fortune. Talk to us about this shift, this change. Can be something to do with I do feel like it's something to do with a union or a partnership of some sort. The Jupiter right now is in the sign of Cancer, which talks about our home and our family, our foundation, the place we live, even within ourselves. First card coming out, clarifying the Jupiter card, is the High Priestess. So this talks about trusting your intuition. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. I do feel like this has had something, and I feel a negative effect. Whatever is going on, it feels to me, or it seems to me, like there has been a negative, it's having or has had a negative impact on not only your vitality, your drive, your ambition, your passion, but your physical realm as well. So that can be your money, your, things that you value. I just feel like something feels to me like it's crumbling and somebody is fighting for dear life to hold on to something that I feel is they're meant to go through a transformation and surrender and release and grow and evolve through this process, right? So let's grab one more card to clarify this Wheel of Fortune. One more card to clarify this Wheel of Fortune. Well, we got two. And this is the Six of Wands and to the Magician. So I feel like in order to move forward towards victory, towards success, towards some manifesting something, something has to go. Wow. Yes, new beginning, major arcana card. So I feel like I feel like someone is interested in manifesting a new beginning, manifesting victory and success. But it's not like you just snap your fingers and this comes into fruition. It's an energy of you have to, align your mind, body, and spirit, your heart and your soul with the desire, with the dream. And sometimes that can get a little off kilter, right? Um, when we see that in a certain person, place, thing, situation, that sort of thing. I feel like this is exactly what is happening for someone. So please leave me a comment and let me know if this resonates. Please don't forget to like, share, and like, comment, and subscribe. That definitely helps. There is a hype button as well. If this reading resonates with you, please hit that hype button. I appreciate you. Clarifying the temperance is the Eight of Wands, and we see the Mercury energy, and I'm seeing a lot of messengers. We've seen a couple of them that have shown up. I feel like somebody's really been stuck going through a time of, things really lagging or moving slow or being caught up, or just hanging in limbo, waiting for a solution, waiting for change, waiting for something. I feel like that waiting has been, there's a patience card as well, where someone has had to go through an enlightenment, an awakening of some sort, see something from a different perspective. And I feel once they do, and again, because of that Mercury, I'm feeling like there is just news or information or some sort of communication that comes in, and it's almost like, whatever this is you hear, could even be an opportunity. It's like, to grab this and run with it, because the Eight of Wands is a really fast acting energy. It really propels someone forward. There could be some communication that needs to take place. Maybe somebody's really been struggling with communicating something in regards to this change. I feel like someone has been patient long enough, and I feel like it's time for that to change. Yes, there's an Ace of Pentacles. It's time for this new beginning. And I feel this transformation, regardless if you're going to resist this or not, I feel like it's going to take place. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands. It feels to me like there has been an energy that has been very intense. It's been very challenging. Could have been a lot of conflict, drama, chaos surrounding whatever this is. And I felt that over there with that Seven of Wands. So I do feel like somebody is rising above that. They're no longer going to tether themselves to that energy. They're seeking to evolve out of that energy and into a new way, a new path, um, I feel a new path, and I feel like an opportunity is showing up for someone. So, whether they choose to take this opportunity or offer an opportunity is, again, everyone has free will. So let's clarify this Emperor. This is where I felt structure, discipline, taking control, taking their power back, being a true leader, leading by example, right? In order to build, to create something, to stabilize something in a very big and powerful way. This is the energy I'm pulling off from that Emperor energy. Let's get some clarifying cards for this Emperor energy. Clarifying cards for this Emperor energy. Clarifying cards for this Emperor energy. Oh, here we go. There we go. Yes, someone is at a crossroads. I feel like intuitively, this is where you really need to trust in your higher self and your intuition, because you see this person, she has both her swords up, right? So it's like, this is like being at a crossroads and not necessarily seeing the way forward, but intuitively knowing the way forward. We got the Page of Swords on the bottom of the deck. You notice the swords around this person are down. I am feeling that there is, this specific page really has always given me the vibe of, I mean, look, do you trust that face? Do you trust the information, the, communication out of this energy? Tell me your vibe. Leave me a comment and let me know. But I've always felt that this energy is an immature energy that will say whatever they need to say to get what they want, is giving me that feeling. I am almost feeling an energy of entitlement in that as well. And I kind of feel, if this is resonating with you, you're like, yes, right? You're recognizing that energy and knowing that you're at a pivotal point, like I feel like a life-changing part of your life where you can course correct and put yourself into an entirely new direction that is more sustainable, that is more, has more potential, that, assists in helping you with restoring your vitality, your drive, your ambition, your desires, right? That sort of energy. You see her sitting right there on, the astrology wheel right there. So I do feel like this is someone at a crossroads making a choice and a decision. Am I going to go around in the same repetitive cycle, or am I going to course correct and take a new avenue, right? Go down a new path. So, ooh, I almost dropped half this deck on the floor. All right, let's pull one more card. Look, there's the Wheel of Fortune for the second time. So this would absolutely suggest to me that it's time for change. In order to get this world, this I'm saying world because I'm seeing the world here, and I'm also seeing the Fool here, right? We've seen the Fool show up at the bottom of the deck. When one cycle closes, a new one can begin. And it feels to me like there is this needing to complete out an old cycle in order to spin this wheel, in order to move this wheel moving forward. I kind of feel someone has been stuck. And look at the bottom of the deck. There's the Fool card again. This new beginning. I do feel somebody wants this new beginning. It could be fears, insecurities, or just fears. I feel fear of the unknown, of what lies ahead, that can be restricting and holding somebody back. And that could be why they're hanging in limbo, going through this enlightenment or this awakening in order to see things differently, clearly, from a different perspective, right? Like, if you are where you're sitting now, are you this where you want to be sitting in 5 to 10 years from now? And do you see the possibility of change or growth or um, good coming? Can you see that in the situation or whatever this is talking about? Because again, it's going to be different for everybody. And I feel like these are very hard questions sometimes. Sometimes they're very easy questions to answer. I'm not feeling like in this situation that they are easy questions to answer. I feel like they're challenging, and I do feel like it's important for you to go within to, to resolve that from within. So we see the Three of Cups clarified by the Four of Cups. I can see, this, and it's interesting because this person is surrounded by Three of Cups, and I felt like the Three of Cups up here was like a whirlwind of emotional turbulence. That's how I felt with that energy. And I feel this person is staring off and dreaming. You see the sign of Cancer here, which I talked about, the home family foundation. I feel there's something that's surrounding an individual who is really in this emotionally turbulent experience or situations. It does show up to me like it's a toxic situation. Maybe you feel trapped, bound, stuck to that situation, but is that real? Right? Like a lot of people will say, I can't do anything because of XYZ. When is that real? Or can you do something about it and it's just not going to be an easy thing, right? To disconnect from, to sever, whatever. That's how it feels for me. Again, this is Capricorn energy, so it can be, this signifies to me it's very powerful around this new moon. And I felt when I started this reading, like there was going to be the intensity around closing something out and beginning something new, moving in a new direction. So let's keep grabbing some energy. Give me one more card to clarify this Three of Water to the Four of Water. And it can be hard because it concerns your home, your family, relationship that you've been in for a long time, is how I'm feeling for the majority of whoever this is resonating with. That's the vibe it's giving me. And I feel like it has been an emotionally turbulent um, situation, experience, that sort of thing. I feel like somebody has, or daydreams, or they're looking off into the future. They're wanting peace. They're wanting love. They're wanting security. Queen of Cups, absolutely, right? This is also about trusting your intuition. There's the Nine of Wands again. There's Sagittarius energy showing up. And you see the moon as well. I feel like there is something very big happening with this energy surrounding this new moon. I kind of feel it's a big wake up call. I feel like somebody's really needing to trust their intuition. And looking at the energy through nurturing, through love, through emotional stability and security, and making some choices and decisions, I feel. So let's grab some energies to clarify this messenger of earth. What is this news, information, or opportunity? First card that comes up is, yes. I feel like wow, and judgment on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, so I feel with this energy, there could be some sort of a temptation. A temptation, like if this is about a relationship, it almost gives me the vibe of, somebody saying everything you want to hear and all this, that, and the third thing to tempt you to stay, to tempt you to stay bound to a situation. I feel there with this judgment here, and I've seen this come up in several different readings already. Look at that, keep somebody trapped, bound. Somebody wants to communicate something that ultimately could be playing on someone's feelings, emotions. Like if you, and I'm not saying you don't love a person, right? But you are worthy and deserving of the reciprocation of love, not just giving it, but receiving it as well. And I do feel like there can be where someone preys with an E, not with an A, on someone's emotions, feelings. They know they care about them. They know they love them. So, it just gives me that vibe. I'm feeling with this judgment card that somebody's going to be risen up and out of that situation. And we've seen that over here where they're going to rise above that chaos, that confusion, that toxic energy. And I feel like those um, energies that are toxic are going to be cast aside. It's just the energy I'm getting. Like, I feel like they're going to be under judgment. Yes, I do feel Five of Cups in the Hermit card at the bottom of the deck. With the Five of Cups, I do feel like this is talking about a loss, right? I feel like this is talking about a loss, a sadness. And you see in this card as well, there's a cup. This cup is broken. So I feel like there's some sort of connection, emotional, like there's something that's broken about a situation. This person is very busy focusing on the love that was lost, the disappointments, the sadness. But when this person feels through them feelings and does that healing, stands up and turns around, there's a Mars energy, takes action. We see Scorpio energy out here as well, which I talked about Pluto going through the sign of Aquarius. I do feel um, for you that there is this opportunity for this Ace of Cups, and we've seen that person staring off about that Ace of Cups, this new beginning. And at the very beginning, we've seen the Ace of Cups, right? Like this is like somebody who has really maybe been in a situation for a very long time and they just don't know how to move forward into a new emotionally fulfilling and satisfying connection, or even struggling to go through the transformation of completing out an old cycle in order to begin this new cycle. So be easy on yourself is what I would recommend for you. Take your downtime, meditate, go within, build that strength from within, strengthen that courage and your confidence, and allow yourself to heal properly so that when you do move forward and rise above all of this challenging experience, you are ready and able and solid and stable for a connection that is more yoked for you. First card that comes up out of the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck is the card of faith. Faith over fear all day, every day. Bottom of the deck is innocence. This is talking about a fresh start, a new beginning. Like, like if you've been in a connection that has just really been emotionally turbulent through the situation, a lot of pain, heartache, sadness, loss, regrets in this situation, it's never too late to, go down a new path, to turn around and choose something different. The beauty, we have beauty showing up. So I do feel like this is talking about the lighter side of life, really tapped into the happiness, the joy, the emotional, I feel stability in situations, seeing the beauty that comes out of the storm, right? That sort of energy is what I'm feeling. So let's keep moving forward. Next card that comes up is patience. Patience has shown up twice for you. I feel like someone has had a lot of patience, and I kind of feel like they don't see what's coming. See how she got her eyes covered? And that could have also been on the other side of this. I'm feeling someone has been patient and just covered their eyes and, pretended they weren't seeing or couldn't see what they were really seeing, or I feel intuitively knowing. Someone could have been really patient, waiting, thinking things were going to change. I don't feel like that's how this worked out. I feel at the bottom of the deck is the kindred spirits. So there's a butterfly talking about a transformation. I feel like it's time to lean into this transformation, closing out a cycle and embarking. I mean, again, do the healing first, please, because you don't want to keep going around in repetitive cycles. But this is really talking about closing out them toxic cycles, you know, recognizing your worth, knowing your worth, having the strength, courage, and confidence to not settle for less than you deserve. This is about reciprocation, and this is where we're all supposed to be going, bringing balance into our lives. And so we have the next card of gratitude that's showing up, and this, you see the wings again. I feel like somebody is going through that transformation, and they're going to have that clowning, I don't know why I said that, crowning moment where, they have risen above this situation, and that fresh new start is here. Pink is a very big indication of love. I'm seeing pink here, pink here, pink here. So I do feel like this is somebody who has been searching and wanting, the love, and to align with a reciprocating energy in that way. So next card that comes up, compassion, and I have been talking about that. You see this person, like, feeling this person is literally laying on the ground, right? But there's butterfly wings sprouting. I feel like this is your higher self watching over you as you go through this transformation, as you cleanse the energy from what was and allow that fresh palette to be available for what is to be. Again, I did see the Hermit card over here. So this talks about gaining enlightenment. It talks about going within. It talks about higher learning, knowledge, wisdom. So you have gained a lot out of this situation. Not it's all is not a loss. Like, a lot of people think of, oh, a loss, but I feel like this is a learning, right? It's not about a loss. It's about a learning, a part of your journey where there was something very big that you, major arcana card, that you have learned through this situation and through this awakening and through this enlightenment. And I feel like you come through this feeling stronger, more confident in who you are, and really, like I said, I feel that energy of not accepting less than, not settling for, is the energy I'm getting with this. I hope this message serves you well. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Please, if this message resonates with you, hit the like button, leave a comment, and let me know if this does resonate with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. Have a great day.